Hi, today I'm going to give you a complete demo of the project. So it's not a full demo, but the current status of progress. So here you can see in this, we are in a room. This room is a 3D scan model of a museum's living room. In the left side, in the top left, you can see there's a small white box kind of thing. This is minimap of the whole scene, and this is weird white looking because there is only a room, the room that we are in here right now. That's the only thing in this space, and all the other space are empty white. So this is white. Otherwise, if there is any land or anything, it would have been terrain or something. Okay. You can see we have different level here. I'll tell you what these things are. So yeah, here first it will ask you if you have a state file. We are in a developer mode. In developer mode, we are going to solve one problem that is related to 3D scan model and add some more feature into it. So let's start the project. Let's start the demo. Okay. Here we are into the room. In the room, you can see one guy is dancing. Okay. One guy is dancing. Let me check the audio. Oh, okay. It's playing. So this guy is dancing because music is playing. And if I pause the music, he stopped dancing. It's just the way to say non-playable character in the like in the non-playable character in the game. This is something to make it more interactive. So we can add as many models as we want in this space. Okay, so let's mute this. So that's why we have. Okay. One more thing, you can see there are levels in the scene. One level is in the piano. It has some description for the piano saying that this is owned by Clarice Cohen, and there is no description in the art in the room. Let's go into it and see what this is saying. This is saying that this is a painting in the Museo del Prado in Madrid by Diego Velázquez, the leading artist of the Spanish Golden Age. Okay, so this is a wooden art with sun and moon engraved on it. So in this tool, you can select any of the element after it is loaded. You can select any space in the room with mouse and a description, and it will be annotated whenever you want. There is a feature where you can select between annotation, or you can select that, okay, I don't want to show any kind of annotation, or I want to show some kind of annotation. That's up to you, but there's a feature where you can add annotation into the scene after it is loaded. Okay, let me tell you first what's the problem with this scan model that I'm trying to solve. In a scan 3D model, you cannot get element of the mesh while traversing. Okay, so if you traverse, you cannot get any single entity. Okay, like if you want chair or table or anything, you cannot get it as a table mesh or like whole furniture mesh or anything. They are just like random mesh. Since this is a 3D scan, all of these mesh are random, and their position, their center, local center of the mesh may not be at the position where the mesh is located. It may be somewhere elsewhere in the room, somewhere random. So you cannot predict the nature of a mesh from the whole mesh. Whole mesh make a sense. This room make a sense. But if you traverse each element, it doesn't make a sense because they are just random things. If you like, there may be like 150 meshes inside this mesh, but all the meshes are random things. So since you cannot traverse into the mesh, there are so many problems. If you want to do something that is something related to that mesh, or you want to do something in the mesh, you cannot do that. So we are proposing a solution to that problem where you can annotate that element inside the scene. And since these mesh elements are not real mesh element, you cannot add physics while traversing the element. So if I'm here, you can easily pass through it because programmatically you cannot add physics into this thing. Okay. Um, One more thing that, so I already told you there is a mini map of the scene. If you see here, there's a in top mini map, there is square of light blue. I don't know the color. I would say light blue with big square. So this means you. If you move around the scene, it will also move around the scene. Look, you can definitely see it. Okay. Okay, so that's one thing. So one of the major features that I'm adding right now in this that I believe is the big addition is addition of the physics element. You cannot add physics element like you have a mess, you have a chair, and like you do in Unity. In Unity or Blender, in Unity or any physics engine, what you do is you select a cube or any element in the scene, and you add bounding box into it. Okay, physics rigid bounding box, physics bounding box, or whatever the nomenclature is. But here, and okay, and when you do that, what Unity does is that it computes the bounding geometry. It computes the bounding geometry, and they make a physics body with that geometry. So if you want to understand programmatically, then how the physics world work is, you have one scene world and you have another physics world. They should correlate with each other. Okay, but here the problem is that you cannot make a replica of the physics world from the scene world. Okay, since there is no mesh of chair, you cannot add physics element. So if you want a user who is navigating through the scene not to collide with the chair or not to pass through the chair, or you want somebody to come to your room and place something in your chair, they cannot do that because there is no physics element. We are trying to solve that problem. So what we propose here is that, okay, if I go here, if I press escape, now you can see my pointer. If I, okay, let me we go here in this position. Okay. Okay. So if I double click here, I get box. Since there is sphere in box option, default is box. And I just want to put some kind of thing that will allow me to put seat physics element. I want to put physics element into the scene. So there is a control K for scale, L for, you can see in the top of the screen, K for scale, L for first element controller. If you press L, it will be locked and it will go back to the first person controller. Now it is orbit controller. P is to get pointer, J is to rotate, K, H is to translate whatever you have selected, and control is to deselect everything. So now I think I will rotate it, so that's why it will align with the mesh. Okay, it doesn't matter because it's a physics element, it won't be visible when you are not in developer mode. I want to scale it. So okay, I don't need to be very precise here because I'm not developing it into the game or anything. Okay, I think this is okay. I'll press control, this is selected. Okay, it doesn't take much time. I'm just trying to do it not so fast, so that's why it will be easy for you to see what I'm doing. And I can do likewise, I can do like this, 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 and this. Okay. Okay. So now, oh, I think I wrote it in the wrong direction. Okay, it doesn't matter that much. But I would say let's position it down. Come on. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm just like, okay. I think this is. Let's make it thin. Why make it thick? Okay. 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 If you don't want to make individual elements for the mesh, like if you don't have any feature where user will sit in the chair, you can just, and you only want the chair to be physics element because you don't want somebody to pass over your chair like a ghost. You can do one thing like this. I can scale it big enough to be like chairs, so that's why nobody will collide into it. I think this much is enough. Okay. Yeah, I think. Oh, okay. You can also make a sphere. Making a sphere is more easier than all this because they don't have any x, y, and g coordinate. They only have radius. So sphere. So I can just go and scale it. Okay, that's it. Now it's a bounding object control. So everything is selected now. So you are done with this. Okay, now if I press done here, let's reload the page, and you can see, okay, oh, my state, the state that I added is stored. So what I'm trying to show is that whatever the state that you add, it will be stored. Okay, and you can also download it. I cannot record the file explorer, but if you press done, it will also give you one local file. So if you want to contribute some and you want to meticulously make physics element into every element in the scene, and you want two people to collaborate into it, you can just do your part and send your file to other people, other person, and he can collaborate and add physics element into it. And when he open, it will be like this. So it's not like your progress is gone. Okay. Oh, one more thing. The model that you are seeing right now, that you can see right now, it's GLTF model that I downloaded from the Sketchfab. It was I think 43 MB of the GLTF bin file, and 24 MB texture file. So in our tool, if you have, the problem with this scan model is that they are pretty big. There are so many triangles, there are so many details. So they are pretty big. But in web, we are making website, we are making web app. So we cannot expect people to load GB of file. Since this is only one room, 40 MB might not be a big thing. 40 MB of GLTF and 25 MB of texture, which makes something around 66. Okay, 66 MB for one file might not look that big, but consider a situation where you have a museum, you have so many museum room, like 7 museum room, then your website GLTF file goes to 500 MB. Okay, and you might have some other thing like the guy that is dancing. You have many more models. It can easily goes up to 1 GB. You don't want people to download 1 GB of file, 1 GB of resources when they open your website. For that, we have come up with a solution. Okay, we compress your 3D model file, your texture file, everything into something manageable. So whatever you are seeing here right now is compressed version of the original file. If I show you the original file, you won't be able to distinguish between the original and the compressed file. The file that you're seeing right now with texture and 3D model, this room is only 10.5 MB. Before it was 66 MB, 40 to 24, 66 MB. Okay, so the problem with 3D scan model is that if you open this GLTF model into the in Blender and you try to compress it with quantization, which we call Draco compression, sorry, Draco compression with position bit and texture bit quantized, this mesh looks so disoriented. There might be so many artifacts. The model looks so distorted, so low quality. So you cannot treat 3D scan model as like regular 3D model that you make from the Blender. So we solved that problem. So our pipeline of compressing 3D model, big 3D model into this small compressed 3D model in Draco. So for that, we merged all the meshes. Like I said, there are so many meshes that are randomly oriented. They're like one mesh might be here and next mesh might not be here, but next mesh might be somewhere with the local origin somewhere else. And for that, we have merged all the mesh first. Okay, then we encode all of the we encode the GLTF. This is GLTF model. We encode GLTF model into GLB only after merging all the mesh. So merged mesh is converted to GLB file, binary file with compression, which is Draco compression, and we haven't quantized the position coordinate coordinate bit. So it is like it was before, but we have compressed the texture coordinate bit to 10 bits. Okay, so you can say the quality is same. No one can distinguish between them. Okay, so this is our system that I proposed, that I showed you here, where there was a problem of 3D scan model not being able, we were not able to get individual 3D mesh of the scan model. But now we have solved that problem by giving you a way to annotate each like wherever you want, with a description, whatever you want, with minimap showing you where you are. So that's why you won't feel lost. 3D model with animation, addition of physics element into it. So that's why you can act as if it's a physical element that is in the mesh, not the random meshes. I have also been able to, so right now I cannot go because that's in the different repo. You can also, there will be small button here saying enter into the VR with the WebXR. You can also get into the scene in virtual reality headset, VR headset. You can navigate with controller. Right now, if you understand the session, the navigation is floor level session. So yeah, it's in the early phase. So okay, I hope you learned something and you found my tool interesting. And